Good afternoon, my good friends. Good afternoon. Welcome to my channel. Welcome. Good afternoon. Let me introduce myself. My name is Andre Lefevre. Andre Lefevre, and I am a citizen journalist. My website is wildnews.us. Wildnews.us. And I like to mouth off on things political, things cultural, things interesting. This afternoon, I want to talk about fake conservatives, fake libertarians, and fake MAGA supporters. What prompted it is a conversation I had with somebody in the supermarket early this morning. I live in California, Southern California, probably the most liberal state, the most socialist and progressive state in the Union. Well, maybe New York. California probably is the most one. I don't live by the coast where all the liberal elite congregates. I live about 120 miles east of the coastline. It's a semi-rural and rural area, and the culture is probably the same as it is in Arizona. This is where the Trump support is. This is where the true libertarians and conservatives are. A lot of evangelicals, a lot of Mormons, a lot of free-thinking people. Those of us who just simply do not want to live by the coast and be among the idiots. And quite frankly, this is the reason why I chose to buy the property there. Also, it's a lot cheaper than it is by the coast. Middle class is being squeezed out. Our state is run by the professorial elite that sucks on the government tit and makes obscene amounts of money by milking the taxpayers. I was in line, well, let's go back to the story. I was in line to get my morning supplies, probably about 6 o'clock in the morning. I drive about 80 miles one way to work. And in front of me was a man about my age. I'm 58. Maybe he was a little bit older. Hard to say. But in that particular generation, he had a T-shirt that had American flag, the wings, a wooden cross with the dog tags on it, which said, "Stand for the flag, kneel for the cross." Your typical conservative, patriotic MAGA supporters T-shirt. I've seen it before, and I like it. I don't own one, but I would wear one, not a problem. And I thought he was a fellow traveler until he opened his mouth. Checker and him and we were just talking about weather, just small talk until I think there was something wrong with their computer, so we had to wait a couple of minutes until their computer went online. And he was pontificating for everybody to hear that he hates California and that he's going to move back to Arkansas where he's from because he can sell his house, and for the money that he can get a very nice home in Arkansas and have a lot of money left over to live on. You know, this is not an unreasonable thought. The same thought occurred to me as well. When I mentioned that, that may not be a bad idea, but you'll never be able to come back to California, he unleashed such a torrent of obscenities, how much he hated our state. And among those obscenities, I heard something that disturbed me to no end. He said that he was on a full disability, and that in Arkansas, the money that he's getting on full disability, our money, the taxpayers' money, will stretch a lot further. And I'm just looking at him, and he was bragging about it. He was bragging about the fact that he was milking the system. He was bragging about the fact that he was on full disability, wasn't embarrassed by it. And he looked able-bodied. I don't know what's wrong with him. I didn't ask him, didn't get a chance to. I should have. But he looked able-bodied. But I mean, I work every day. I pay roughly half of my income goes into taxes. But I do like my state. I do not like the government, but I think there's some hope that we can change things. But his attitude was, I'm crapping all over California. I'm milking you, the taxpayers, for a lot of money. and goodbye. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm not sure you guys in Arkansas. Arkansas is a fine state. Don't get me wrong, but do you really want somebody like that? You know, he mentioned something that Arkansas has open carry. You know, where were you in the last 40 years when our state put stringent gun control laws? You know, I fought against it politically. I contributed to the candidates, in support of candidates who were against gun control. But I am not going to dump on California just because we have a government problem. Here's my point. We men, conservative, libertarian men, have to act like men. For one thing, even if we are a true disability and take advantage of the existing law, you know what? It's not something to brag about. How about thanking those of you who are on full disability, thanking the rest of us who work to bust our ass so we can pay for your existence? There was none of that. There was a sense of entitlement in that man. And that's what I call fake conservatives, fake MAGA supporters, fake libertarians. Those men, and I'm going to take the women out of the equation for now, those men who think it's okay to leech of us, those of us who actually produce stuff, work, earn money, pay taxes. Those are the fake conservatives. Yeah, it is nice to have an open carry laws in the state of Arkansas, but you know what? Mr. with a t-shirt that I met this morning, you had nothing to do with it. You left Arkansas way back when and left others to do the heavy lifting. Now, when California needs heavy lifting, your lazy ass is going back to the Arkansas. And I hope Arkansas will revoke his Arkansas citizenship and send him back to California so we can deal with him with a leech like that. I would bitch pennies to dollars that it's a scam, that he's just pretending to be wearing that t-shirt. Okay, maybe he's a veteran. You know what? But many of us serve this country. Very few of us who serve the country leech of the system. And this is what we MAGA people need to be aware of and need to clear our ranks from. The bottom line, those are not real Trump supporters. They are not real MAGA supporters. Those are liberals in disguise. Those are the people who want social programs. Those are the people who want to be taken care of cradle to grave. Those are the ones who want to milk the system. It goes further than that. I'm having a discussion on Gab and on my YouTube channel with several gentlemen who claim to belong to an internet group called what are they called? MGTOW. God, I forgot for a second. Men going their own way. I'm fairly convinced that this is a liberal psyop because liberal psych operation, psyop. The reason I'm saying that is because this is a women-hating group. These people think that half of the U.S. population, females, are no good. And somebody named Robert, with whom I've been debating this on Gab for probably 2 weeks now, thinks that women somehow have an alliance with the government against men. This is another liberal group. Women need to be protected. Feminism wasn't designed to protect women, wasn't designed by women. It's a liberal psyop, liberal political operation to abuse women, to enslave women, to leave women without protection. Because when a woman is married to a man who supports her, the man loves her, supports her, and protects her. If you yank the woman out of her husband's arms and let her fend for himself, she's no match for anybody. Any liberal asshole can take advantage of her, as it happens daily. Just look at the inner cities where all the women on welfare with a bunch of kids. And before you start calling them whores and blaming them, where are the men who stuck their dicks in them? That's the culprits. Women are incapable of supporting themselves or producing the civilization. We men did it, and we need to act like men. And there are many examples like that. The only way we can change our country back to the way it's supposed to be for men to man up. take care of our families, take care of our business, and refuse to leech the system. This is not the time for half measures. This is not the time to tolerate the leeches and tolerate the liberals. I'm watching that many TV personalities understand that. Sean Hannity understands that. Alex Jones understands that. There are many others. What is his? Louder with Crowder. Well, I can't remember his first name. He's got he's got a very nice segment called was it Louder Confronts, when he gives no quarter to the liberals who threaten violence against him or somebody else. I love that. My only regret this morning is I didn't really confront the guy. I was just, I guess I wasn't thinking. I'm guilty. I should have confronted the guy and put the son of a bitch in his place. And I really don't care what people around me thought about. These people need to be put in their place, everybody. The people that admit to be liberal and those who pretend to be MAGA but act like liberals and leech of the system. If you're not MF and disability, prove it to me. Otherwise, you're a scammer. You're a liberal. You are dirt. As a matter of fact, that's an insult to the dirt to call somebody a dirt. It's a sleaze. We can't tolerate people like that. We can't tolerate liberals, but at least they admit that they're liberals. But those leeches who hide among us, among the patriotic insignia on their t-shirts, they're even worse. They're even worse. They're corrupting us from the inside. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it more than appreciate you joining me more than I can tell you. If you're watching me on YouTube or BitChute, appreciate any and all comments. And ladies and gents, God bless you. God bless you.